going on, everybody? This is Shooting the Shit with Baldy, and I am with Electric Bear Trap. What is going on, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good on my end. So let's let everybody know who you guys are and where you're from. Tell me what your names are and what you guys play.
All right, my name is Ian. I play guitar.
I'm Luke. I do the vocals.
And David, I play drums.
Right on. Where are you guys located at?
Carbondale. For
Carbondale,
now.
Illinois?
Yeah.
Right on. You guys are the I've seen a lot of shows. I've never been able to get down there, but have you guys played like the Taco Truck or the Lost Cross House?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played Lost Cross once and Ski House once as well.
And then
Right on.
PK's a couple times too.
Yeah.
We've
Right
been
on.
doing a lot more stuff in St. Louis more recently.
Right on. COVID making it easier to get into the St. Louis region, or is this like pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID.
Right on. Yeah, there's a lot of us up here. I'm in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and there's a lot of us up here that can't find shit. Like, nobody will book without mask orientation. And then the local pubs or taverns where you used to book in your area here in Mount Vernon, now everybody's going acoustic. They don't want to take the chance of booking a band. I don't think they want the large crowds because of all the shit. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's been all right up here. I mean, everybody went into writing mode when COVID happened. How long you guys been together?
Oh, what, 6, 7 years or so? More, if not.
Right
Not
on.
actually doing things until like 6 years ago, but yeah, probably I'd say longer than that.
I came along probably about 3 years. I've only been here personally 3 years, so yeah. Otherwise, it's been together 6 years, I guess.
Right on. Right on. Did you guys start in Carbondale, or did you guys start somewhere else and then move to Carbondale because of the scene, or what?
We started in Valier. We were a two-piece. It was just me and Luke. And then
Right on.
over time, we found a bassist, and then
A drummer and
yeah. No, we kind of just moved from wherever we lived at that time, and just ended up in Carbondale for a while.
it used to just be me and him. He'd come over to my house and we would write crappy little songs together and call it grindcore. And had some people who thought we would do good as that actual band and booked us on a couple shows and stuff. So that's how that kind of went.
Right
And we picked up more momentum. More people got the word out, and we got the bassist and the drummer and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Right. I haven't got the chance to come down there. They say there's a gigantic punk scene down there. A friend of mine, Roger Perez, told me I need to get my ass down there. So
Yeah, there's lots of punk down here
Yeah.
for sure.
is that pretty much what it is in that in our genre? Because I've played metal. I play a little punk here and there, but for the most part, it's been metal.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of metal down here, but yeah, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna find a lot of punk bands.
And it's
Right on.
punk and like college rock, indie rock,
Yeah.
shoegaze.
Yeah, there's a
Totally.
lot. There's a lot of, I guess, what's nowadays called dad rock.
Yeah, not a bad rock.
Right on. Where'd you guys get the name?
Oh, that's your story.
It's kind of underwhelming. So I was watching the Predator movie with Adrian Brody in it. Like came out in like 2008 or 9, and
Mhm.
there's a part where a guy steps in a bear trap and it shocks him to death. And I just said it out loud, and my buddy was there and said, "Hey, that's a good name for a death metal band." So I just held on to it for 7 years.
Right on. Yeah, the band I'm in is Spirit of Chaos, and we got ours from a wolf and a labber wolf. We were drunk as shit, couldn't come up with a name. We've been stewing on it for 3 or 4 practices, and finally we were like, well, what about Spirit of Chaos? And the dog's name's Spirit, the other one's name's Chaos. Fucking worked out. We were done. What's it like right now with COVID down there for you guys? I mean, is there any booking going on right now, or are you guys just like watching a lot of shit fly?
There's not really a whole lot that we've been privy to, really, to be honest with you. I don't think we've played a show in over a year now, I think.
Damn.
Yeah,
Is that due to COVID, or?
yeah, I think so, mainly.
Yeah, we had, I guess it would have been in like May of last year. We probably had 2 or 3 lined up, and it was going to line up right with our album release, and then one by one, they all just got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we still We
Go
still
ahead.
meet at least like once every week, once every 2 weeks, just to get together and look at music, but there's just nothing here to actually get out
Right.
and play.
Yeah, a lot of the guys in this area here, there's about 25 bands that are active in the area, you guys being one of them. And like more, we're trying to get more on everything I can do to keep, like, my website is called Southern Illinois Metal Movement. And basically what I do is I consolidate everybody in the areas from Springfield to the tip south of Illinois. Anything in those realms. I've got a few bands that are from, Missouri area, mostly St. Louis. And then there's a few bands that are from the Western Indiana area. Like Blood Tribe and those kind of guys. But what we do is we try to consolidate efforts in this realm. You guys, I don't know if you've been around long enough to know about the SIMC, but that's where that premise came from. So that's why we're doing this interview, is because we're trying to get as many bands as you guys know in your area to get on this as well. So we can fucking make sure when COVID is finally starting to phase out that we can all try to help each other get booked. Because I think it's going to be a gigantic hard-ass sell for most of the bars to try to get metal bands and punk bands back at it again. And with you guys losing, I don't know if you guys lost it or not, but I've heard that the Lost Cross House sold and that they have started to actually work on the outside of it. So I don't know if it's going to be continued as a actual venue or what. Granted, it's an underground venue that's kind of like a booking for PKs, but I don't know if you guys know anything about what's going on down there as far as the bars, if they're closing up, if they're like not booking, if they like in case the taco truck.
I heard the same thing regarding Lost Cross, but I can't confirm personally.
Right. I don't know what's going on with it. Like it's very weird right now. I'm seeing like up here we got the Granada going now. The Granada is owned by Russell Brown, and he has turned it into a full-scale music venue, event, whatever you want to call it. Like you could book just about any damn thing in there, from like a press conference to a flat-out metal show. But he's turned it into the baby pageant basically here, and it looks fucking gorgeous. So we're hoping that he will like see some of the stuff that's going on in this area here and start pulling from the ranks and start booking some of these bands in this area. But there's no guarantee on any of it right now with COVID being the way it's been. But we didn't know whether or not you guys had taken a personal hit, or if, just the fact that they're not booking nobody down there.
Like I said, we haven't played a show in over a year, so yeah, at least a lot of guys we know haven't played a lot. So
Yeah, the last time I played was August. So
Yeah.
last couple buddies like in the Nocturnal, I think have gotten a couple shows, but other than that, I can't really think of anybody else.
Nocturnal, was that a different band at one time and they just recently changed their name?
I don't think so.
No.
Not that I'm aware of.
They've
Okay.
always been Nocturnal.
Yeah.
Okay, it sounded familiar. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
They're out
So
of
let's dive-
Sparta, Illinois.
Do what?
They're out of Sparta, Illinois. We played quite a few shows with them.
Oh, over in Sparta.
Mhm.
Somewhere over there, yeah.
Right on. You guys ever make your way up this way?
No, actually, I don't think we've ever played a show up in Mount Vernon.
Right on. Metal in the Mountains. At the time that this airs, it'll probably be quite known that Metal in the Mountains right now, we are waiting for confirmation from the venue to book the date. They have all the information on it, but at this moment, they're still waiting to book it. They're trying to acquire personnel with COVID being the way it is right now. So I'm hoping they don't back out on that. But at that point, I'm sure you guys will have some fun with that one, because we usually, on a normal year, we pull 300 people.
Nice, yeah.
And it's a big ass beer garden where we play at. They have a bar that's under a gazebo out there, and it's in the back of the it used to be Larry's Irish Pub, the Crossing. Now it's called DB's.
I've heard
So-
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it just changed hands. The guy that owns Joe's Pizza bought the building, the entire building. So now he owns all the bars that are in it, because there were two, and then his pizza pub, and he flipped it into just a bar and a pizza pub. So let's dive into you guys' music. I got to listen to some of this when we were speaking online about setting this interview up and everything.
Oh, no.
And
Oh, no.
yeah, one of my favorites, I have to say, as far as titles go, would have to be I Like Dogs Except for When They Help Police Find My Heroin. Probably one of the most interesting of all that I've done. This is my third season, so I've had quite a few bands that I've talked to and dealt with. That's probably the funniest fucking title I've ever heard. Anybody go for it. I want to hear what this one's about. Like, how did this one come about?
I can't remember how we started that one out, but I mean, that's the lyrics are it's the dude, the protagonist of the story is shooting up heroin at a local park. And the cops roll up with some dogs, and so he dumps his heroin onto some little kid's backpack. And the police bust him for it.
Was this something somebody watched, or just the story you guys decided to try to?
I think we just made it up.
Yeah.
Oh
was
yeah.
When we make up songs, like, he'll generally have a funny title, and we'll just kind of work off of it. And sometimes it's related to the title, other times it's just, whatever. But
Right.
I really can't remember how that one, out of all the songs, that one doesn't actually have a definitive story now that I think about it. It's just kind of like, I don't even remember. It's just kind of, you play it now, I don't know.
Actually, Ian has a list of like 20 different ridiculous titles, and then he'll come up with a riff, and we're just like, we'll come up with like a song instrumentally, and we'll be like, okay, I think that this song title probably goes best with this song, and then Luke will eventually start writing a set of lyrics to it that are equally as ridiculous. So
That's pretty awesome, because I'm looking at some of them, like my other one that I love, and I've actually listened to all these, so it's not like I'm just picking out titles. But Steel Wool Butt Plug is the funniest one, also. Like
That's the
some of
crowd
these.
pleaser.
That's the crowd pleaser.
That's a crowd favorite, yeah.
That's the last one of the set every time.
yeah, that's probably our most punk-ish song.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking at a lot of these, and they're like 90% of them are. It looks like all of them are under 3 minutes.
Yeah, they're not very long.
That's
True punk
one of
fashion,
my
though.
favorites.
So you guys considered punk in your area?
Kinda. That or thrash. A lot of people call us thrash or punk. Or we used to use the term. I mean, we still do, like, grindcore, just because the vocal style is garbage. Like, I'm not actually a vocalist. Like, I don't practice. Like, I
Right.
don't ever practice. I just show up. That somebody hands me a microphone. We're pretty much done. I never. You hear a lot of vocalists will sit up and they watch all the YouTube videos, or they're like paying for courses. I've never done any of that. Like, I
Right.
just smoke a couple packs a day and yell when it comes time to do it. But eat tilted. So.
I can't see what I'm doing
Yeah.
here.
It's all right. They're in the shot.
Just let me
My
know.
fiance is holding it, but it's faced the other way. So we're just kind of,
Right.
I literally
we're like,
can't.
"Oh,
I literally can't see it, so please don't judge me.
No, you're good. You guys are all three in the shot. It's all good. Even the dog's in the shot, nice and clean.
Perfect.
Should
So
I-
Mm-hmm.
what are you guys' favorite shows? What was the one show that stands out above them all with crowd participation or whatever it may be?
You want to go first? I've got my favorite, but I'll let them go.
I would say there's two. I got two favorite shows. There was one over at Hangar 9. Our friend Dylan Clark passed away. It's 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah, November.
It was in November. Yeah, within the last year or two, I don't know, time blurs together for me. But anyway, we played a benefit for him, and that show was just insane turnout. I mean, everybody loved this guy, so everybody came out
Right.
to see him. And it was just cool being a part of that. We did well as a band. The crowd participated well. We raised a lot of money, and we were not just us, but everybody together raised like $7,000 in one night.
Everybody's
Wow.
merch, all the proceeds from the merch went to him. So like any shirt we sold or stickers or anything like that, we gave to his family and stuff like that. So that was actually what I was going to say was my favorite show was probably that one.
That one, and then there was. Have you ever heard of the Cesspool? It's not a venue anymore, but
No.
it's it was like a punk house, but it was in Cessor, if you can believe that.
Yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
And that
Probably
was
why it's not there anymore.
Well, it actually burnt
Burnt
down.
down.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
that
it was kind of
sucks.
like me and Ian are from Valier originally, which is just a little south of Cessor. So
Yeah.
it was pretty much like our hometown. So every time we went there, like when they opened that up, like everybody there we knew, like we had grown up with, like Zach
Right.
Barrett, Peter Jones. We had known them since I mean, elementary school, basically.
My first show playing with them was there.
Yeah.
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 Right.
I mean, the first few shows we played, I mean, in this dirty, low ceiling,
Dingy, molded. Yeah.
50, 60 people.
Yeah, 50, 60 people in it, what, like 20 by 20 basement? If that?
I think our first
Damn.
or second full show there, one of our buddies moshed so hard that he headbutted like a pole, knocked himself out. Like in the middle of the song, I look up and I'm like, man, where's Joey? He's over and he's got like 3 people carrying him up out the stage.
Oh, Jesus. I had something similar happen at a show at Club Static here in Mount Vernon. Gogata was playing down in the pit, which was the basement. And I got in the mosh, and I got elbowed in the side of the head by a chick, and my head hit an I-beam, and it fucking rattled my ass.
This one
It
time
sucked.
in the cesspool, we played with these guys called the Atomic World. They were a Japanese band, or from Japan originally. And super cool guys. But the main thing I remember about them was the same kid who got knocked out got so drunk that night, he decided that spitting on me would be a really, really good idea.
Oh,
So he
shit.
spit on me like 10 times in a row, like in rapid succession. And I got really mad, so I went to tackle him. I pulled him down, I threw him on the ground. I was just going to punch him, like knock some sense into him. And when I reared back, he just looked up at me and was like, and I couldn't do it. I was hitting it so hard, too. And I was like, damn it. Yeah, there's a lot of wild memories there. Just crazy shit went down. We missed that place bad. But
Yeah.
again, we grew up around there, so that was almost like they even said we were the house band, essentially, even though none of us were from around. I mean, I live about 20 minutes from there, but all these guys live up in Carbondale. You know, Cesar's
Right.
45 for you guys. That's where I was, 15, 20 down the road. But like I said,
Right.
me and Ian grew up next to Cesar and the school we went to was Cesar Valier. So, and, well, you did. You went for a while. I went for a little while.
One of my favorite shows, other than the show for Dylan, we actually got a show at PK's in Carbondale, and something that really sticks out to me is that if someone actually put like a wad of paper from like a newsletter into Ian's back pocket, and then another person who was drunk enough actually smoked while we were playing and actually tried to light it.
Oh, shit.
He did like it.
No, he did like it. He lit it on
Oh.
and there Ian is. I see smoke, and I'm like, what the fuck? I look at this Ian on like a plume of smoke and fire, and I'm like, oh my. So I grabbed it, ripped it out, threw it on the ground. This dude's just over in the corner, just dying.
Yeah, Gary's pretty cool.
And he's like a frat bro. Like he wears his hair like this. He's always doing shit like this when he talks to you. And
That's fucking funny.
we would jokingly play Limp Bizkit's break stuff. He would know every word and just be just screaming it like it was the coolest shit in the world.
Yes, something you'll learn about us is even though like we play Steel Will Butt Plug at the finale, we always get an encore, and it's pretty much always break stuff.
Yeah. If you let us play one, if you ever have us on a show and they ask for one more, it'll probably be breaks. Just letting you know.
We usually use a heavy metal version of Inspector Gadget theme called Dr. Claw. Yeah. And everybody goes ape shit every time we do it. It could be 10 people. It could be just our wives. They'll fucking get down. They don't care.
That's awesome.
I think the best part also about that show is it's a very, I guess what they call kind of a towny bar. And even though we were like really ridiculous for most of the crowd, even like the 6-year-olds were just laughing their ass off. Like he was just like in the face, just like down.
Yeah, we had like a 60-year-old couple there, and they were both like this, so I thought they were mad. But when I got up to yell and like do the lyrics in their face, they were like, it was awesome.
We have a really good picture on our Facebook of him just like yelling at this woman. It's just fucking crap.
That's funny. So what's your worst show?
So,
I'll go first. Cicero's in St. Louis. It has nothing to do with the venue at all.
Right.
It was a battle of the bands. And this is back when we were starting out. And we didn't know that sometimes, like, you know, it's like a pay-to-play kind of thing. We weren't really privy to that. We just kind of were like, oh, a show, sure, you know, we'll go.
Right.
And so, like, you had, like, this boy band that did, like, really good cover songs. And I mean, by really good, I mean, they were just good at doing them. I'm not saying great. Either way. And, like, all their parents and family, like, this place was packed for this one set. And then next thing we know, like, it's our turn to go up. We're like, hey, it's a decent crowd. There's like 40, 50 people there. It's like everybody clears out and it's just the other bands.
Oh, shit.
That one band left. And so, like, we get up on stage. We're like, we give it our best. You know, there's actually YouTube videos of us. And that's several of those videos are actually at that stage on Cicero's. And we did really good as a band. But a lot of the people out in the crowd either didn't get it. And that's happened several times at, like, even FUBAR. Like, sometimes we're so used to, you know, people getting our kind of sense of humor that when it falls flat, it's just really awkward. Because you say, like, Steel Will Butt Plug, and when you just get this as a response, you realize, like, oh, this is going to be... And that's how Cicero's was. It was just 30 minutes of, like, one guy going... Woo!
Oh, shit.
And everybody else was sitting, there was no pit. It was just like a room with everybody lined up on either wall. There was nothing. I mean, just like a perfect square. It was us on the stage, people down the line, in the back, and down the other side, just standing.
Damn.
And, like, one guy would clap and give a thumbs up, and everybody else would just murmur to themselves and then look back at the stage and shake their head.
To be fair, some really good shows that we have had, like people like buying a lot of merch or coming up and saying we did really well, will have the same exact response.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, people are like, oh, you're going with that song? Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, good job, guys.
That's fucked up.
Just because the songs are so short and ridiculous sometimes.
And sometimes we've had shows where it's not that way. Everybody's like this. But as they get there, like, oh, they're just joking. Like, then they understand that, like, they get it. But that show at Cicero's, that's the one that sticks out in my mind. I can think of a couple others, but that one in particular, it was such a hard thing to get through that I remember, like, normally I'll talk and make jokes in between songs. I think I remember in the last 3 songs just looking at things like those guys and being like, just play the next one. Like, just let's.
Right.
Yeah, there's been a couple like that.
There's been a couple where, like, my jokes are falling flat, or people just, like, I one time wore a Chicago Blackhawks jersey to FUBAR in St. Louis. And, like, it was really weird because at first everybody was, like, laughing about it. And then our first song came and it was, like, super grindy. I mean, it was super, tremolos and stuff like that, and railing. And, I mean, the room just cleared. And that's the only time that's ever actually happened. Sometimes, like with the Cicero show, at least everybody's gone when you got up there. This time, it's a heartbreak. Like, I get that it's not everybody's thing, but like, they just, like, everybody in that room, I mean, you're probably talking, what, 20 people at least, 30 people, just fucking up and left. We were just like, oh, my bad. And that was another one.
That's shitty, too. I've had that happen where, like, opening, and FUBAR is guilty of it, too. Like, it's not FUBAR that's guilty of it. That area is guilty of it. Like, St. Louis is a rough crowd sometimes. Like, it's a hard crowd pleaser sometimes.
I think it was the same show at the very end of it. Ian said that he like talked in the microphone. We had just had these, like, little demo tapes, demo CDs. You know, we burned them off in the computer ourselves. They weren't nothing professional, but it was just a way to get our music out there.
Right.
And we had printed them, or, you know, burned them off on a CDs. And he's like, turned around and his mic was still on. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. It's the funniest thing in the world. It's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'll never
That's
forget.
awesome.
Oh, dude. You got a bad one, or those the two you think? Those are the two I think of.
There was one we did. It was actually on my birthday, and
Oh yeah.
it was in a town called West Frankfort.
Oh no.
It's a cool show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was cool.
So my wife's brother actually hosts shows sometimes. He pulls some pretty cool bands. He does a lot of hardcore. He did a lot of Christian hardcore stuff. But I mean, I like those kinds of bands, but we definitely do not fit in with those.
No.
Right.
We're not hardcore. Like we're
Well,
just
not even that. We're not religious, and we're
you're not.
our music. So we get on this show with all these Christian hardcore bands, and we're like the only guys who playing songs like Jesus and Slaves and kind of Forced Trauma. So we're like trying to censor ourselves for all these Christian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
And
It wasn't like we really cared per se. Like we'll try to be pretty. Like we'll feel out a crowd too. Like
Right.
as kids, we try to like, hey, maybe ease off like the sex jokes or this or that.
Right.
Just because we're. It's not that we're family friendly, but it's almost more of a respect. You know, you never know when parents bring their kids to something. You kind of want to. That's my take on that. Anyway.
Right.
Don't bring your kids to a metal show if they don't want to hear a fuck word. But at the same time, some people just don't know any better. And it's I don't want to
That's
be
true.
disrespectful of them. So we were trying to be respectful, but it was so like constricted, I think, that we were like scared to do it. I don't even think like I was saying, like talking in between sets, I think I said like one or two sentences and then moved along because
yeah,
it was
we just played songs, and then even still, our performance was pretty lame. So
yeah,
we just looked like a bunch of nervous idiots.
yeah.
Oh, and the whole building was like hard linoleum and like completely bare walls, so the echo was just.
Oh my God.
My ears after that.
I had that
Yeah.
halfway through the first song, and yeah, I can't play very well after that. This is so bad.
Yeah, I played a place called Epic in Mount Vernon. It used to be next to the Granada on 9th Street, and they booked solely like Christian music for the most part. And they decided to do a Christian metal show there one night, and they literally had to take all the bands in the back, except for the bands that they knew were already like set in stone religious like metal. And they literally told all of us, no F-bombs, and we'll kick your ass out. I was like, okay. So
Yeah.
our singer being our singer, who he is, he did really, didn't go too along with the format, but he tried. That's all I can say. But it does make you feel uncomfortable. Like you don't know what to do. You don't know how to act. You don't know what to say, what not to say. So you kind of just lock up, get the set over with, and bounce. So
Yeah, I mean, I know like when you play a show with especially genres that you're not normally familiar with, like sometimes the Carbondale crowd is really hard to get with because they're very serious about a lot of things, and so if you poke fun at certain things, it's just not really a welcome thing, and you'll get people talking mad shit about you, and it's just kind of like, what do? So you
Right.
try to do your best, but as a band, it's harder for us because our subject material, it's not necessarily like offensive or bad, but like some people just take it the wrong way, I guess, sometimes. And it's a fine line to know, like, do we introduce the song? Do we not? What do you do? And we always have these like little meetings as we always dress in uniforms and we'll all like get together as we're like half naked, like tucking in our nuts and just like, okay, so we're not going to do this, we're going to do that. It's kind of a fine line. So some shows go really bad because we're just not, if we're not allowed to do what we like to do, which it's not that big, we're fine with that. But sometimes with, like you said, like Christian hardcore bands, and it's like a Christian environment, I mean, we're not that way. And so, I mean, it's not that we have anything against it per se, it's just that's
Right.
not what we do.
Yeah.
And so it's hard when you have to constrict yourself to like that standard. And we did it out of respect. I mean, we'll always
Right.
play. No, we don't care with who. I mean, we'll be buddies with anybody. But when we constrict ourselves like that, it limits it because part of the fun is like the joke of, steel wool butt plug. Like that's just funny and it's stuff. And when you can't make the joke before the song,
it's offsetting.
it just falls short.
And
And
it's
it's
a metal band. That's dumb.
like, again, like with being a vocalist, like I'm not a trained vocalist. Like my favorite part of the show is not even actually playing. It's just the shit talking before we play a song. I mean, that's why it started. Like I just like our very first show. That's what I did. I knew people couldn't understand what I was going to say. So for some reason, my dumbass was like, just tell them what the song's about before you play it. And so I did, and that like stuck. Like we just kept doing that. Like this
Right.
song about this and that. And people would laugh, and then you start the song, and it's a really nice feeling when people are laughing and you're starting your song up because they know it's going to be about some goofy shit, you know. And so they're
Right.
listening out for goofy words, and that helps. But
And
yeah,
and especially like when it's people that have seen us a few times.
yeah,
But we purposely like get really shitty, just like in
Right.
general, and then we make the point to make the introduction extremely awkward or just like very low quality because then just it adds to the comedy of that kind of what we kind of do, I guess.
another thing about bad shows that I recall, this isn't just a particular show, but bad shows in general is I like to like shit talk people in the crowd, especially if you're right up front. I feel like you're fair game. If you're gonna be this close to me, you're fair game. And so like there's been so many times I've made fun of people either for like appearances or whatever. And most people will laugh about it and be like, look, this guy shaves his head because he's obviously going bald, you know, like I would say stuff like that. And most of the time people just like laugh it off, but I've had several people just like, and then everyone in the crowd's like, how could you be mean to that poor guy? It's like, we're just fucking with him. Like, it's just, you don't get it. It's all a joke. I'm up here in booty shorts and covered in shitty tattoos, and you're going to take what I say seriously? That's how I feel anyway.
Well, I mean, that's what I've got a big pet peeve about how venues and show promoters especially do not share enough content. They just set the event up on Facebook or whatever they use because they're still open forum in some places. But they'll set the venue up, and then, like, for me, whenever I do a show, basically, I've got 10 bands on Metal in the Mountains. I will take each one of those bands and find their favorite shit or the funniest shit or the craziest shit they do and share it in the event description. You can also share it in the discussion. That's the biggest part, because then people go to that and then they go to the discussion and they see, okay, this is what I'm getting into. If you don't do that as a bar or a venue operator or a booker, then you're really hurting the crowd, because these people, oh, I want to go see, you know, this band here, band A, and band B, C, D, and E are not exactly my cup of tea. Cool, bet. I can bounce, I can see this, whatever the case may be.
Right.
If you're coming to a metal show, you should expect the unexpected, first off, especially a local metal show.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We're out to make attention happen right out the gate. But like the worst show I ever had, we were playing. It's actually the reason that the show created the Sim, SIMM, what I'm doing here. But basically, it was a show that we were at a Battle of the Bands as well, and it was crowd participation, got you dealt with. 3 rounds, 3 different nights. The third night, they changed it to a panel of people because we were winning. And they didn't want us to win because they wanted the band that was their house band to win. And it was a $1,500 purse. So we got screwed over and quite pissed off about it.
Yeah.
But that was probably the worst one I ever had to fuck with.
No, that sucks. We've been screwed out of some money, not that much, but
Yeah.
Right.
Still.
yeah.
You guys have a favorite place to play?
It was
Currently?
successful until it burned down.
Yeah, and we always have fun at Food Bar. I mean,
Yeah.
well, which is now
We-
Red Flag.
Red Flag, yeah.
We've had our best and worst shows probably at Food Bar, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like, we're so thankful for those guys for actually letting. Because, I mean, when people see us sometimes, like, we're not invited back. There's been several places, like, we've just never heard from them again. But then those guys have always welcomed us back with, like, open arms and stuff. So it's always been rad.
Right on. Yeah, I've been through some of that. Like, Fubar I always love playing because Fonch is a fucking awesome dude. He cares about what's going on. He's in a fucking band himself. Braddock. He does a lot of cool shit in St. Louis with that. And I've heard the Red Flag is huge compared to what Fubar
Those
was.
pictures that they leaked out looked really nice. It looks really cool.
My singer, actually, he's in a different band now, At Night We Sleep. And they did a show around New Year's there, just this past New Year's. And it was COVID restrictions, all that bullshit. Like, you have to pull your mask down, take a drink, put your mask back on. I mean, you have to do what you have to do to be able to get into a venue and enjoy live music or whatever the case may be. But still, we'll all be glad when this fucking COVID shit's gone. But he said the place is awesome. It looks great. Like it's FUBAR 2.0. So
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to personally go there for some local shows my damn self because I'm itching for a fucking show.
Us
Is
too.
there anything being booked down where you guys are right now? Not necessarily yourself, but is there any momentum right now? It's stalemate.
None of our buddies that I've seen posting or anything have posted anything. It just seems dead. Like everything down here is just dead in the water.
That's the way it is here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of shows going up towards near Springfield area, but other than that, there's not shit down here. Nobody can move.
Like I
the
said,
most
the
part.
only buddies I've seen post about stuff was the Nocturnal. I think they just played some roadside bar, and that was about it.
Right on. I have seen some bookings of larger venues right now, but I haven't seen anything in our circuits. So
Right.
like they're trying to push a corn show over in fucking California and shit like that, but nothing local. It's all mainstream right now, and it's very far between.
Yeah.
And like the comments are hilarious. Like there'll be the booking and everything, the flyer and all that shit sitting there for whatever, like Revolver magazine posted or whatever, and then there'll be 10 or 15 fucking posts underneath it that are just like, nope, I'm good. Good luck booking that. Blah blah blah. Like they're just fucking hating on all of it right now. So it is quite comical. Like people are pissed that they're just doing it in California. They're not moving anywhere else right now. California's booking. So it's kind of fucking weird that, consider they were the second one to just drop everything. But
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was like where you guys are because I don't know the venue run down in that area. Like every town has a venue run. The local bars, the underground joints, the keggers, out in the cornfields, whatever the case may be. Because we're in Southern Illinois. We ain't up by that Chicago area.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing over here.
Down here, we play kegger shows out in the cornfield and hope to God the state police don't show up. Especially now with this fucking bullshit police reform shit. That'll get interesting with that. Well, I'm hearing all they can do is ticket you now. They can't forcefully move you from a fucking location.
Huh.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool for us, though.
Yeah.
It'll make things interesting.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. I want to fucking thank you for being on the show. I know we don't know each other, but hopefully that will change in the future. I look forward to hearing. Do you guys have new music coming out? You guys got any plans for new music? You guys been writing since COVID or what?
I mean, yeah, we've been writing a decent amount. We've got several songs in the works, and we've pretty much got like our next, kind of loosely our next 2 albums planned out, kind of what they're going to be.
Nice.
What songs are going to be here, what songs might go there. I mean, obviously they're not even close to being complete, but we're working on stuff slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, it's great talking with you guys. I hope everything goes well for you. You guys let me know what it's like down there when things start opening up, man. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, take care.